Pickup truck buyers beware. The Ram 1500 has officially dethroned the F-150 as the best full-size pickup truck. With its new powertrain, a revised interior, fantastic MPG, and incredible comfort, there's no aspect where the Ram 1500 doesn't excel. So let's take a deeper dive and look at why the all-new 2025 Ram 1500 turns heads in the automotive world. An all-new powertrain for an all-new age. There's no avoiding it. The Hemi V8 is gone. After a long and luscious life, this incredible powertrain has been finally laid to rest, as despite its astonishing capability, great performance, and above all else, the American favorite V8 layout, it simply could not wrestle against the competition, such as the 3.0 twin-turbo V6 found in the Ford F-150. In its stead, Ram has decided to introduce one of its newest state-of-the-art engines, the new 3-liter Hurricane 6 engine. Now, we know what you're thinking. A 3-liter in my full size? That's blasphemy. And while we fully understand and even agree with your disappointment, we have to say that things could have been even worse. You see, despite being a 3.0 liter, the Hurricane 6 is an inline-6 engine instead of a V6. Inline sixes have also started going the way of the Dodo, and to see one being developed to perfection is a delightful sight. Plus, we'd argue that an inline six makes way more sense than the V6 in a full-size pickup truck, as this layout allows for more torque, better power output, and unparalleled smoothness, all while being mechanically simpler than a V6 engine. Additionally, it's not like the Hurricane 6 isn't a powerful engine, as you can get it with up to 540 HP in the Ram 1500, making it by far the most powerful engine found in a full-size pickup truck, excluding performance versions. And while its towing capacity isn't as good as it used to be, clocking in at little less than 12,000 pounds, it's still more than what the vast majority of us will ever need. Oh, and interestingly enough, despite the expectations of most of us, the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, which was offered as a base power plant option, is still being offered, with its power output remaining unchanged. A tastefully revised exterior. The Ram 1500 was always a handsome-looking pickup truck. However, the 2025 model year amplifies that even further. Due to its evergreen shape and design, the Ram 1500 didn't need a lot of changes to its design to allow it to retain its #1 place after its peers got redesigned. As a result, the Ram 1500's front end has received a new front fascia with slimmed-down headlamps, a simpler and more elegant grille design, and smoother bumpers, giving it a much sleeker and more contemporary front end. The rear end has also been changed a bit, with a different bumper and tailgate design, which now boasts full Ram lettering instead of the usual Ram badge. Additionally, the new taillight design makes the truck look even more contemporary. Finally, the side profile has remained largely the same, with only some wheel arch trim that makes the truck look a tad chunkier than before. Oh, and speaking of wheels, they're also changed up, and the Ram 1500 comes with loads of new wheels that have a far more modern design and make the truck look both more capable and more premium than it used to be. However, the majority of the changes that have been made can be seen once you open the door to the Ram 1500. The interior quality and design have been amplified. Let's be honest here, no truck interior is nearly as good as the Ram 1500's, and if Ram decided not to update the interior, no one would have batted an eye, as the pre-facelifted model was still aging apart from the F-150 and the Silverado in terms of quality and design. However, Ram being Ram, decided that good enough simply isn't good enough, so the company decided to completely revamp the interior of their breadwinner. As a result, you'll be getting much higher quality materials, especially on the low and mid-range models, such as the Laramie, which now has a leather-wrapped steering wheel as standard, as well as bespoke stitching across the interior. The higher trim levels also get much more luxurious quilted leather, and even a leather-wrapped dash, truly vindicating the statement that the Ram 1500 is the Rolls-Royce of pickup trucks. However, the biggest change, in our opinion, has to be the infotainment screen and the center console. You see, the Achilles heel of the Ram 1500 has always been its infotainment screen. It was simply way too outdated from both a software and hardware standpoint, and using it was very much a drag, as it was known to lag a bit. Also, most models were condemned to smaller and even worse optimized infotainment systems. Well, as of the 2025 model, all but the entry-level Ram 1500s will come with the revised 12.3-inch touchscreen, which is considerably more responsive than the old unit and has an even more crisp resolution, allowing it to be much better to use. Even the entry-level models will come with an 8-inch touchscreen, which is better than the minuscule 5-inch one that was found on the previous model. Overall, the interior of the Ram 1500 is now truly unrivaled, as it should be. Improved comfort and off-roadability. Finally, the suspension has also been revised to make the Ram 1500 more comfortable, while also allowing it to be better in the corners. The Ram 1500 was always a comfort-oriented vehicle, and this is only amplified by the 2025 model year. Thanks to its new selection of wheels, which are mostly larger than the previous model, the Ram 1500 will now be more stable in the bends, weighing much less than it used to. Additionally, to compensate for this change, the Ram 1500 made the suspension a tad softer to keep the ride quality uncompromised when going over potholes and road imperfections. Oh, and for those of you who prefer off-roading, Ram's got you covered, as the Ram 1500 will now be more capable off-road than ever. This is because there will be 3 designated off-road models, including the Warlock, the Rebel, and the RHO, compared to the 2024 model, which came only with the Rebel trim. These trim levels now offer additional armoring from the underside of the truck, and some of them, like the RHD, offer a more capable suspension setup, including different shock absorbers, including ground clearance, and more. Unfortunately, we've also got some bad news, and that's the fact that, as of 2025, the TRX will officially be going into history. Ram is no longer offering its range-topping, world-eating version of the 1500, which is extremely saddening to us. Seriously, Stellantis, you should have kept it going, as it was the pinnacle of the Ram 1500's lineup, pricing and trim levels. But there's no use in crying over spilled milk. Instead, let's focus on the present and take a look at how the pricing for the Ram 1500 has changed. The entry-level tradesman is around $1,000 more compared to the previous model, starting at a little more than $40,000. However, you do get a better infotainment screen for the money, as well as seats with Meteor bolstering, as well as additional safety options. Honestly, it's well worth the upgrade, and if you're looking for a workhorse truck, the tradesman is the way to go. That said, we wouldn't recommend going for a 4x4 drivetrain, as that'll set you back an additional $4,000, and that money is better spent elsewhere. The tradesman HFE comes with even comfier seats and some exterior updates, such as better wheels and some minuscule trim pieces. However, it is largely the same as the regular tradesman. Because it's some $800 more, it's a pretty good purchase if you're on a budget. The Bighorn is probably the first trim you should consider if you're looking for a personal vehicle and not just a workhorse. It has quite a bit of cosmetic changes fitted to it, such as the chrome grille and chrome bumpers, as well as a metallic color. However, from a practical standpoint, you don't get anything significant over the tradesman HFE trim, which is a shame considering it starts at around $45,000. The Warlock is, in our opinion, the go-to trim if you're looking for an off-roader, as its $54,000 price tag is very approachable, especially if you take into consideration that you get a 4x4 as standard, as well as a crew cab instead of a quad cab. The Warlock also comes as standard with the Hurricane 6 engine. That said, you're condemned to a 5'7" bed, which might be a deal breaker for some. The Laramie now starts at $60,000, which is a lot because this is a 4x2 as standard, and 4x4 costs some $64,000. That said, the Laramie is, in our opinion, the ultimate value for money, as it gets a 12.3-inch touchscreen, loads of equipment, and leather upholstery, all as standard. We wouldn't go for the 4x4 though, as for virtually the same amount of money, you can get the Ram 1500 Rebel, which, if you have $10,000 to spend over the Warlock, a good upgrade, as it offers additional underside protection, better interior equipment, and better off-road performance. The RHO, however, isn't worth it, as for almost $70,000, you don't get a whole lot compared to the Rebel. Sure, it's more capable off-road, and it comes with a 540 HP engine. However, that's about it, and it's much more insufferable on the road due to its suspension. Just buy a secondhand TRX. The same is true for the rest of the lineup, except for the limited Longhorn, which starts from $76,000. The regular Limited is just $1,000 while offering a less unique interior and exterior, whereas the Tungsten offers very little while costing a whopping $87,000. So if you got $76,000 to spend, definitely go for the Limited Longhorn.